out to the other.
Okay, we're gonna.
Okay, so hold on. So it does sound like there will be media, so what we'll do is, I will go talk with her, have her drive around to the, police area here, and we'll have you go out to sign.
Where the lady went out,
What's that?
where the one lady went out.
Yeah, that
Okay.
area, yep, that way you don't have to deal with the media.
Understood.
Okay.
Check it out.
Stand up.
Make Robin the host, because she's muted. There we go. Robin, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, thank you. Christy, you ready? Calling case number 20-7470, Edward Lawrence Kapazinski. Detective, can I have you raise your right hand? You first tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
You can state the facts for me, please.
Yes, ma'am. On October 14th, 2020, Mr. Edward Kapazinski was attending a Trump rally at Stevens and Kelly in the city of East Point. At approximately 4:10 p.m., the victim Amanda Wokuluk arrived at the rally and placed 3 Black Lives Matter stickers on 3 Trump political signs. Mr. Kapazinski approached Amanda, telling her that she committed a crime. Amanda stated she attempted to leave, and Edward continued to approach her. Amanda stated that she sprayed silly string at Edward to get away from him. Edward then used a pressure point tactic on Amanda's hand and physically placed her in handcuffs. She remained in handcuffs until police arrival. Amanda and a witness were questioning Edward about being the real police. Edward removed his wallet from his pocket and flashed a badge to him, and then put the wallet back in his pocket.
The court finds probable cause, sign the complaint and warrant. I do see that the complaint is signed. Sir, can I have you state your name for the record?
Eddie Kabasinski.
Thank you. Counselor, can I have you state your name for the record?
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Robin Kennedy on behalf of Mr. Kabasinski, who is present via the Zoom application and does waive his right to be physically present before you for purposes of today's proceedings.
Are you waiving formal reading?
Your Honor, for purposes of arraignment, yes, we are waiving formal reading. Ask the court to enter a not guilty plea on the charges, and Mr. Kabasinski will stand mute.
Thank you. Is he to be retaining his own attorney or asking for a court-appointed attorney?
He has indicated he will be retaining his own attorney, Your Honor.
Okay, and the register of actions will reflect he will be retaining his own attorney. Sir, today's your date and time set to be formally arraigned. As your arraignment attorney indicated, I'm not going to be reading out loud what the alleged offenses are or what potential penalties are. You are entitled to certain rights. You are entitled to a bench trial, jury trial. If you want any witnesses subpoenaed on your behalf, the court will go ahead and subpoena those witnesses. You're also entitled to have your attorney present at all future hearing dates, as well as any time law enforcement wants to interview you regarding these matters. Should you be out on bond, probation, or parole, should you be found guilty of these charges or any lesser included offense, that could be deemed as a violation. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Detective, can you give me a background, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Kabazinski has no criminal history, has no active warrants, has a valid driver's license. He does reside in the city of Warren. Throughout the investigation, Mr. Kabazinski has been cooperative with me, came in for a interview, and also turned himself in as I requested on today's date. I do leave the bond amount to your discretion. However, we do request a no contact order with the victim, and that's direct or indirect no contact order. And the victim is Amanda Wokuluk, and I'll spell the last name for you. It's Wokuluk.
Okay, thank you. Counselor, do you want to be heard on bond?
Yes, Your Honor. With regards to bond, I would just reiterate and highlight that Mr. Kabazinski does not have any criminal history, hasn't had any issues in the past. He has been cooperative, turned himself in. He is currently employed as a Warren City Councilman, Your Honor. I would ask, based on his cooperation, turning himself in, that he be given a personal bond to return for the next pretrial date, Judge.
Okay. Given the charges in count 1 impersonating a public officer, and then with conjunction with count 2, an assault and battery charge, the court is going to require a minimum bond. The court's going to set a $7,500 cash surety, 10%. There is going to be a no contact provision put in place. He's not to have any direct or indirect with Amanda. Wokukla, Wokulka. He's not to be within 1,000 feet of the victim and her residence. He's not to consume any alcohol, non-prescribed drugs. He's not to possess any weapons. That includes knives and bullets. He's not to leave the state of Michigan without this court's written permission. Chrissy, what date do we want to use for the probable cause? Is that within the 21 days? Oh, that's good. December 1st? So we're going to bring you back for your pretrial, December 1st at 1 p.m. Sir, just to go over the no contact provision, if the court finds out in any way that you reach out to the victim in this matter, the court can revoke your bond and remand you into custody until the matter is concluded. What I mean by direct or indirect, there's no texting, emailing, having family or friends reach out to contact the victim. Do you understand that, sir?
Understood, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions for myself or your arraignment attorney?
No, Your Honor.
All right, that concludes today's hearing.